for the most part, you wouldn't think that they're that deadly, but they can be, as you can quite clearly see, which is one of my catchphrases. Apparently, I'm going to be saying that throughout this episode now. Don't worry, I'm going to say it again. Don't worry about that. Oh yes. Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest and Slythe's Adventures. Now you can see we have leveled up. I did actually level up a couple of episodes ago, but I've just never shown it, and I've actually been playing a little bit off screen, just for the moment, because I wanted to try and get a little bit more cash, and try and learn some skills and so on and so forth. And so what I've done is I've actually learnt Ignore Pain. So I have learned that. That was 12,000, and I have also gone to various other towns nearby to buy some enterprises, and most notably I went to the vampires because they have never been at war with us, and I thought, okay, that seems like a pretty good investment, and so I did that. And then otherwise we did go to the orcs as well, and I purchased something there too. Now the one problem with purchasing something with the orcs is that they have declared war against us now, which is not very good. But I should also mention that we have added Joseph Buckman to our party here, and he is giving us 7 in engineering and, well, 6 + 1 in trade, which is pretty amazing. So I am happy to have found him. He was only 3,000, by the way. And yeah, I also found Syrus, by the way. I also found Syrus the Bright. Unfortunately, the armor that he has available, while it is very expensive, is not actually that good for me, and the reason for that is that it's not compatible with Skaven bodies, and that's kind of annoying really, because some of the armor looks really cool. They have some Tomb King's armor there, they have some regular human armor, and I think they have Beastmen armor as well, but they don't seem to have Skaven armor, which is kind of sad. But it's alright, it's alright. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. I feel discriminated against because I'm a Skaven, obviously, you know, it's alright. I'm not tearing up or anything. Yeah, I'm just kidding, of course, but anyway. As you can see right here, we have our Poison and Wind Globadiers absolutely murdering everything in sight. I am blown away by how incredible they are. Now, someone in the comments has been suggesting that I change the tags on my Scryer Jezzails and micromanage them a little bit differently, and that's exactly what I've done, as you can see here. So my archer line is no longer going to be the entire width of the map, or at least I can hope that's going to be the case. And instead, we are then going to have... Oh yes, medic! No, Katya, where are you going? I forgot to command her. Yeah. She's also in her own unique tag now as well. She is now a medic on the medic tag, and then we have the Jezzails obviously on the Jezzail tag, and they are obviously going to, you know, just chill out behind the other ranged units. And obviously in actual field battles, I've been doing a whole bunch of field battles as well. Nothing too exciting, just taking out some wood elves here and there. I did take out a couple of Kislev as well, and oh yeah, I should also say that Kislev has actually been making moves, quite significant moves at that, and the biggest move that they made was to take the nearby town that I was planning on taking, which is kind of amazing. I'm kind of surprised that they decided to do that, but they did. And yeah, so now there is a much reduced garrison there, and you know what that means. Oh yes, that means that I'm going to be going over there. I'm going to be going slippery, sneaky, Slythe all the way over, and we're gonna see if we can take it from them, and I think that could be really cool. Okay, so that's it. There are no more enemies remaining, even though I see someone on the map there. You see that? What is that? Is that one of my cavalry? Is that... No, that is not a cavalry. I don't have any cavalry on the field. Weird. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that little dot is, but alright. No problem at all there, as you can see. This was one of the castles on the outlying things, where basically where the orcs took something from the dwarves, of course. Ah, hello there, Slayer King Ungrim. Well, you're free to go, sir. Would you like to join me? He's not going to join me, is he? No, I want to go on my own. Yeah, I thought not. I thought I'd just try it out just in case, you know, gonna try my luck And, oh yeah, I should also mention that there are a huge, and I'm talking amazing amounts of units in the prisoner hold here. And, yeah, apparently, when I was taking a couple of Chaos Dwarf rescued prisoners, I missed out on some of the best units that they have available, and that kind of grinds my gears. Unfortunately, I missed out on those. Was not aware that they were the best, because obviously I have not actually seen the Chaos Dwarves ever before, and I haven't played as them. I have no idea about them, obviously. So it would have probably made sense for me to maybe check out their troop tree first, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not really worried about that too much. I am going to just take as many units as I can get my hands on here, because we are about to partake in a pretty big battle. And, whoa, okay, if only I had an orc right now. If I had an orc companion, he's going to be having a good old fun time right there, because that is some crazy armor. I have actually been keeping quite a bit of armor on me, just in case some of my companions get to the strength requirements available. And yeah, otherwise I just have a huge amount of food because I've been running around all the time. And as you can see, I've also made Iketi a vassal. He hasn't done anything just yet. I've literally just made him a vassal about, I don't know, a couple of in-game days ago, and he isn't actually doing anything just yet, but we're going to continue awarding him fiefs because he has 7 in leadership now. He actually did level up, and yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome to see. Alright, so that's that done, and you can see here that, the orcs have immediately reacted to my provocation here. I'm actually kind of surprised because they were besieging something. Yeah, they were besieging this. So that was pretty risky of me to actually go in there and try and take that, because there are so many. And let me tell you, I've actually fought some orcs in a field battle beforehand, and those orcs, they're very, very difficult to kill. Let me just say that the Black Orc Immortals, they are going to be kind of difficult. If they actually get to you, they're going to do so much damage. Thankfully, they didn't get to me, so I was pretty easily able to defend against them. I mean, I was only fighting a vassal of about 50 units, and I had about 200, so obviously that's not really going to pose too much of a threat, but we're going to continue our plan of being very, very quick and very fast when it comes to sieges. And as we can see right here, yes, there we go. I have sent out Nagrat to speak to the Beastmen and to, you know, monarch to monarch, being like, hey there, how you doing, kind of thing. And as you can see, we have a common enemy in the Wood Elf Kingdom, and we've gained some right to rule as a result. Yes, fantastic. All right, so we can't take him back just yet, unfortunately, because I do still have a maximum army, which is kind of unfortunate, really. I kind of wanted to take him back because leveling him up is kind of important for more persuasion and so on. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to let 10 of those guys go, just in case. And we're going to go over to the town and see how many units they actually have in the garrison here, because I'm assuming it's not more than 200. No, it is not. 174, and they do have 53 of those musketeer-wielding fellows, and I say fellows with absolute seething hatred. I'm shaking my fist in the air at the terrible, terrible fate that awaits me here. Because no doubt, we are going to be murdered in many ways. Is it? Is it a murdering that we are? Are we going to have that here? I don't know. But what we are going to do is get all of my archers in a good position. My poisoned wind globadiers are just itching to throw their globes at the opponent. And hopefully, it's going to work out just fine. Yep, it's working out just fine. Yeah, so props to those of you that actually, you know, reminded me that poisoned wind globadiers are absolutely fantastic in sieges, because I was obviously getting a bit carried away with Warplock engineers. I was just like, oh, Warplock engineers, they're so amazing. They can shoot down anything in a field battle. Yes, and that's exactly the point. In a field battle, they are very good. But in a siege, nothing can beat AoE damage, or at least, you know, sometimes something can beat AoE damage, but yes, 100, look at this, 95 already? Wow, that's pretty crazy. And I've been having a lot of fun actually with my ball and chain as well. Slythe has actually been able to get quite a few kills as a result as well because of the insane usability that you have with the ball and chain. And if you haven't tried out ball and chain ever before, if you're playing some other race, it doesn't matter. Just use a ball and chain just for fun, just for a little bit. If you're playing thematically, of course, then, you know, I understand. And if you don't want to play with a ball and chain, then, you know, no problem at all, but just try it out. Just try it out. I'm sure if you've played Warsword Conquest, you will know how fun it is to actually play with a crushing weapon as well. I mean, look at that. Just goes right through their shield. They're not able to do anything against it unless they move out of range. And that's exactly what you want. Okay, so how many? They only have 40. Wow. They only have 40 remaining. I guess that means we're going to charge in, doesn't it? So let's go straight on in there. And see what we can do. Yeah, there we go, there we go. I don't really want to get pushed into the enemy, though. That's a bit of an issue there. But thankfully, these guys don't really have anything to stand on, apart from their legs, of course, and the wall that is underneath them. But yes, point is, they don't really have much going for them any further, so we should be okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. Yeah, these guys are going to be a bit tough because I'm probably going to get killed as a result. Let's get out my shield just to make sure that if I do get shot, I might have a chance of blocking it. Just a little. Let's get our archers to charge in here as well because you never know. Maybe we'll need their support. And let's go in here and try and do some damage. Give them a big headache. Yeah, there we go. That's what we like to see. And, losing a couple of Eshin assassins? Well, that's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, you know, even though they are capable of dodging a huge amount, against guns, they're not particularly fantastic. Anyway, there you go. We've taken the town, and I'm kind of surprised, really, that we were able to do it so easily. We probably would have been able to take this from the Empire, even with 400 units, with the insane speed that we were able to kill people. That is probably the way it would have gone, but yeah. Anyway, let's just rescue a couple of people, and then we will... Oh, there's a Bardiche, yeah, but this is not a shield-wearing one. This is just a polearm one. I'm not going to take any loot here. I don't have that much space as it is. I could have sold, actually. Could have sold right here. Yeah, I forget about that because, obviously, usually I'm running around taking castles, so my bad. Anyway, point is, I think what I'm actually going to be doing here is I will be giving this to Aketi, and I know what you're thinking. Are you sure you want to do that, Reformist? Because this is a town that could be very lucrative for you. And I'm going to say yes, I am very sure about this, because Aketi, in my opinion, is going to be one of our strongest vassals. And, yeah, I've been wrong before, so don't worry. Don't worry, maybe he is going to end up being absolutely useless. But, well, let's hope that he's not. Anyway, let's see if there's anyone in here. There's a potion seller. And there's a couple of other... Oh, I'm actually gonna recruit this guy, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get a couple of potions. I have been using potions quite a bit. I did find another potion seller and purchase another 3 healing potions. I think I'm gonna get some more because it's invaluable in a field battle when I'm using my gun, because I was using my gun a little bit just to level up my proficiencies. And when I'm using my gun and I get shot randomly, it's just a nice thing to be able to heal up your HP in such a quick way, and you know, nothing really to worry about from you know, getting incapacitated or whatever. Now, these fiefs right here, or at least these 3, they are owned by the night goblins, and I don't need to worry about those that much because they're not at war against us yet. But once they do decide to declare war against us, then of course we will have to take action. The Chaos Dwarves still own Marienburg, by the way, and well, that's basically it. Nothing much more has happened, with the exception of obviously this town being taken by Kislev. So we have taken that. We have almost solidified our stand here, with the exception of this one. And I think we're going to be heading over there. Oh, hello. Ah, yes. Okay, so here's also a thing. Lucini was under siege by, well, as you can quite clearly see, the Sultanate of Araby. And so, yeah, they were going to take that. Basically, I'm not going to run all the way down here because Personally, I feel like it's a little bit too far to run, and I think that might also be the reason why Lord Measles has been a bit, shall we say, absent, because he's going to be continuously trying to patrol between his various fiefs, and if he has some fiefs over here, he's going to go all the way here, all the way here, all the way here, back and forth, all the time, and it's really not going to be very good for him. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to allow them to take it if that's what they want to do, and they apparently did want to do that, obviously, and there you go. So I don't really mind losing it, because I mean, the territory gained was really not that good, and for a first expansion, that was a pretty good thing for us to do, but for the most part, you know, we don't really need to keep that anymore, because we have a whole bunch that we have now expanded to. And so if I do take this, I will be giving this to Lord Measles to make up for the fact that he lost a castle just now. And yeah, did you see that, by the way? That Kislev vassal actually just running in here? And now I'm not really sure whether I should go in here, because we're going to be fighting at least, what? I don't know, 500 units? This is probably not a good idea then, is it? Yeah, it's probably not a good idea, but let's see whether I'm actually able to do something here. Let's get Katya and our Jezzails to go at the back here. Get our infantry and everything up the front, and the cavalry, of course. We'll be going over there too. A Nagaroth assassin was eliminated by one of these musketeers. Ah, they grind my gears with that, they do. Really do. I really don't like those guys at all. They are pretty good at what they do. I mean, here's the thing, they're not actually even that good in terms of their stats and everything. I mean, yes, you know, their firearm skill is probably going to be pretty high, but for the most part, you wouldn't think that they're that deadly, but they can be, as you can quite clearly see, which is one of my catchphrases. Apparently, I'm going to be saying that throughout this episode now. Don't worry, I'm going to say it again. Don't worry about that. Oh, yes. Anyway, let's have a look. 44 enemies so far. Okay. I suppose that's alright. I do have my gun still, so I still will be able to use it a little bit. Yes, there's a kill. Very nice. I was hoping to get another one. I've actually not done too badly with my firearm skill. And I mean, I'm not even talking about the proficiency here. I'm talking about me aiming it and, you know, getting kills with it and things like that. So yeah, I've been trying to just level it up a little bit too. And, you know, it's the curse of the Let's Play, isn't it? It's the curse of the Let's Play. Every single time any Let's Player begins recording something, everything goes wrong. And, yeah, that's obviously what happens to me most of the time. Although, I'm not saying that I'm, you know, aimbot, pro, esport, you know, whatever, shooter person. I'm not, that's the technical term for them. It is. That is the technical term for them. Anyway, point is, I'm not the best when it comes to using my gun here, because the gun generally doesn't tend to have that much accuracy. I mean, you can see here, it's pretty good from like medium range, but obviously from long range, it's kind of lucky whether you get a hit, especially with this particular weapon. I suppose if I were to get a rifle of some kind, because I know a couple of people have suggested that I get a rifle for just these moments, I suppose, when long range combat is much more, you know, preferred, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I think the main reason why I'm not really switching right now is because I love... Oh no, I'm gonna get shot here. Oh yes, killed one. Fantastic. Yeah, anyway, point is, the reason why I'm not switching is because I love the speed of my pistol. I'm able to shoot twice, and I'm able to reload pretty quickly, and that's a thing that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to rifles, because usually their speed rating is about 30, and the pistol I'm using right now is about 40, I think, so it's actually not even that much of a difference, but I suppose the two shots actually do make quite a bit of difference. Anyway, let's get a headshot on this guy. Going for first person is obviously much more effective than going for something else, but I've already eliminated 137, so that's pretty nice. And going for headshots past their shield is so incredibly satisfying, because they're like, yes, you cannot possibly hit me, I have a shield up. And I'm like, well, actually, sir, there is something I can do about that. and then I just shoot him in the face. It's just really, really great. Oh yeah, Ignore Pain has actually been pretty cool too. I have gotten quite a few hits taken in various battles, and it saved me. It saved me quite a bit. I actually got headshot by some guy from very far away, one of the Wood Elf archers. He did about 50 damage to me, and my Ignore Pain absorbed, I think, about, I don't know, 40% of it or something? I actually don't know, but it absorbed like 30 damage or something, so it was pretty good. And yeah, let's have a look here and see if I can actually do something. Maybe I can try and take out this guy. I actually did level up again, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, those headshots. Oh yes, so brutal. Very nice. Alright, so we've already eliminated 160. I suppose it will take us a little bit of extra time to wear them down with our Warplock engineers. And so, I guess we'll see what happens over time. Alright, so this looks like the final charge for us right here. I'm going to just put my Poisoned Wind Globadiers as close to the wall as I can get them without obviously interfering with the infantry and their line of sight and everything. Otherwise, we're going to put the Jezzails a little bit behind them, of course, and the medic can stand there as well. Katja is her name, obviously, and hopefully I will be able to get a couple of kills myself. But for the most part, there are only about 160, I think, units remaining, and I am going to be charging in at around 100 kills, I think. Maybe somewhere around there. I don't really want to allow every single siege to be determined only by ranged combat. I mean, obviously 90% of the work is being done by our amazing engineers and globadiers, but obviously that, well, I guess that's the most effective way of doing things, which is unfortunate, really. I mean, I would like to run in there with a whole pack of Skaven and just absolutely tear everyone a new one, but unfortunately, that is not the most effective thing, and is going to lose us a lot of units over time. Oh yeah, now, speaking about units and, you know, getting units that are actually capable of being replenished at a more, what should we say, an increased rate. I am going to be building the War Academy very soon. What I have done is I have attempted to build the improved roads structure a little bit sooner than the War Academy, because I think trying to stabilize my trade and trying to get more money from trading and indeed just making things a little bit easier for our caravans might be the way to go, at least for the moment. Because right now I'm doing okay with the units that I have, and I think there are only a few days remaining on the construction of that. I think there's about 6, about 6, maybe 5 days remaining on that. I actually could be wildly inaccurate when it comes to my estimate there, but I'm hopeful that it's about that, and we will be able to then begin construction on the War Academy. And I took a look actually on 7 Engineering. It looks like Joseph will be able to construct the War Academy in about 18 or 19 days, which is actually pretty amazing. I'm kind of surprised about that. So that's cool. That's not going to even take that long. And then from there, we will be able to recruit extremely powerful units. And that's exactly what I want to see. Alright, so I'm actually going to tell everyone to charge in right now. Everyone I'm talking about. And obviously our infantry are going to go first. They will clear the way for our ranged units, and I am going to attempt merely to survive. That's literally all I need to do right now, because me surviving is going to obviously result in, well, a much smoother transition. And of course, this is the last castle that the Empire has in the area. And that will mean that we have solidified our hold in this part of the territory. But bear in mind, I've just received word that the orcs have completed their siege of the nearby castle. They've taken it. Don't worry about that. I can take that back, no problem at all. As you've seen before, everything dies very, very fast, especially considering we will have probably about 60 to maybe 80 units in the garrison to fight against the orcs there, and that's not really going to be a big deal. Otherwise, there has been another siege that has been commenced by the Wood Elves, and I'm not entirely sure how they're even still moving around and doing things, because I have taken down so many Wood Elf vassals over the time that I've been running around off screen. and I've taken out, like, I don't even know, 5 or 6 of them separately. They each tend to run around and try to raid villages and everything. And it feels to me like I've eliminated so many, and they just keep coming over and over again, and it's very, very frustrating. I don't know why they're so quick to get their army up and running, but that's just how it is. I don't know why that's happening. But anyway, this fellow can potentially become our prisoner. I'm not going to do that though, because I still want to gain reputation as much as possible. Because you never know, maybe it will come in handy. Personally, I don't exactly know whether it actually gives me more right to rule now, because I have obviously much more than minus 50. I think I have about 60 something now. So generally, that might make sense for us to do that, but I really don't know whether it is going to make any difference, because I have been told that Warsword Conquest does not allow vassals to defect from their factions. And yeah, that obviously makes sense, because as someone else actually said, you don't really want to have a lizard man leading Skaven forces against what, high elves or empire or something, and you know, it's kind of a bit of a weird amalgamation. You don't want that kind of thing to happen. So obviously they disabled that possibility, which is a shame, because I actually really like the whole vassals joining you thing. I like that, but that's the reason why the developers have provided all those companions with 15 charisma, because then you're able to get their leadership up extremely quickly, and you can make them into lords and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this to Lord Measles, like I said. Valan's unfortunately just lost one of his castles, but that's all right. I don't think that's too bad. I'm not going to plunder it, I don't think. Should I plunder it? Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to plunder it. Why not? Why not? I'm not going to be getting anything from this, so I don't really mind plundering it, I guess, a little bit. Anyway, let's have a look and see if we can level up a couple of our people here. I have kept the Chaos Dwarves, by the way, and a couple of Chaos units in our army too. All these Dwarves and everything, and the Goblins, they're all going to be deposited into the garrison at Karakern whenever I get a chance. Basically, I haven't returned there for quite some time, and obviously we are out here on the limb of our territory, and as you can see, they did take that. Now, the Wood Elves, where are they? I think that, yes, they are taking Castle Reichgard, and it's kind of... This is a weird castle, because it always seems to come under siege, and I don't exactly know why, but every time I turn up there, then everyone decides to run away, so I suppose it's pretty good that I show my face. But anyway, for the moment, what I am going to be doing is heading on over to the last dwarven town that fell. Lord Valance has been... Really? Lord Valance, what are you doing? I have no idea what he's doing, but anyway, there's only 83, well, 84 if you count the vassal, but there are only that many units in the garrison here. And you can see here that we're currently losing a huge amount of enterprises from the various orc towns that are now at war against us, which is not very good. But otherwise, let's have a look here. Let's see. Right. Well, we have a decent amount of money still. That's pretty good. Otherwise, oh. That's kind of funny. The big boss of the name of Chulag has appeared, and he is in here going to be kind of annoying, isn't he? Yeah, he is going to be kind of annoying. But let's head in and see what we can do. I was actually hoping it would be a lot easier, but obviously he's going to make it a bit of an uphill struggle for us. And what? Okay, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. I was told about this particular town. I think someone was being pretty frustrated by this town, and I do sympathize, because these layouts are, well, they're obviously not too difficult when you have orcs on the battlements, but I can imagine playing against the dwarves in this situation, or maybe playing against someone else, like someone with good archers, would very much make this kind of a difficulty. And my Scryer Jezzails are running in. Of course they are. Of course they are. Oh well, never mind, never mind. I don't really mind too much about that. Let's tell our infantry just to charge straight on in here, even though there's only... Oh, are you serious? That's actually not even good. That is not good. Let's not charge in. Let's not charge in with our infantry. Let's actually tell our infantry to come all the way back here. and maybe allow our Poisoned Wind Globadiers to do a little bit of damage to them, because we really need just a couple of them to throw their globes at the opponent here. And you know what, maybe I should get them in a separate tag as well. It might make sense. Oh, there we go, someone actually did get some line of sight on the opponent. I'd like to actually reload my gun as well and maybe see if I can do something here. Let's move our archers a little bit ahead. And maybe these guys can start moving. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what we need. Fantastic. Alright, that is exactly what we needed. And as you can see, the front lines of the orcs have been completely destroyed. But bear in mind that they still have a very large contingent of orcs available here. And it's going to be pretty difficult for us to deal with them, I think. Gonna try and shoot that guy if I can. Yeah, there we go. That's what you get. Wow, there's another one. There's another one right there. Ah, how dare you. That is terrible of you. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, that one arrow guy is up there again. See if I can shoot him. No, I can't shoot him through the smoke, unfortunately. It doesn't seem like I'm able to get a good bead on him, but anyway. New enemies have arrived once again. That means that they are losing many units very fast, but as you can see, we've lost the ability to do massive damage because our Poisoned Wind Globadiers are unfortunately out of globes, or they just cannot see them, I suppose. I don't know whether to just charge in here. Let's just charge in, okay? Let's just go straight on in here and we'll see if we can do this. I mean, I'm a bit... Let me just be honest here. I'm a bit afraid of these orcs, because even though in previous versions orcs have been a little bit underpowered, I think in this version they're going to be kind of scary. And well, we'll see if that's actually the case here. I need to be a bit careful though, because obviously I am very low in HP. Yes, never mind. Wow. Yeah, so you see that? Did you see? We ran in right there with Eshin Assassins, Storm Vermin, Plague Priests, and Rat Ogres. And that's all we were able to do? That's all we were able to do. That was, frankly, pathetic. Absolutely awful. But I suppose it doesn't matter too much, because we have eliminated so many of the enemy's units that we should be able to just go straight in there once again and... I would say basically automatically win. I don't know whether that's actually going to be the case, because the big boss guy might decide to come out and tackle us in a field battle, and if he decides to do that, then we might have some problems. No, it seems like he's not deciding to do that. Katya is back on her feet, which is great. And, yes. This is actually the fellow that I think decided to besiege it beforehand. This town, so he's obviously wanting to take it back. Well, we're going to have to defend him, defend against him, shall we say, and we'll see what we can do about taking this orc town beforehand, and then hopefully we will be in a situation that we'll be able to actually react to that particular siege. Otherwise, let's just tell our people once again to kind of just hold position here as much as possible. I want to try and make sure that I don't get myself killed in the process either. And it seems like things are going a little bit better this time, but obviously maybe that's just because our Poisoned Wind Globadiers have been restocked. That's probably the case, let's face it. So far though, I would say that our Globadiers are doing a great job, and well, as well as our engineers. I can't just, you know, exclude those guys. They're doing a pretty decent job themselves. Otherwise, we have already eliminated 52 actually, and counting, of the opponent, and I think we should be okay to probably charge in reasonably soon. I don't want to get myself taken out, because in Warsword Conquest you're unable to command units when your character has been eliminated, unlike some other mods which do allow you to do that. Warsword Conquest does not, and there are a couple of other mods that also do not allow that, so do need to be a bit cautious when it comes to taking damage. And I'm also unable to use any healing potions, so there's only 24 remaining. Okay, I guess that means that we will charge in. We've also eliminated a troll, which will obviously make things much easier for us to progress forward, and we're also going to tell our archers to charge forth as well, and hopefully help us with the last remaining couple of archers that the enemy has. I'm probably going to get myself eliminated here, but I don't really mind, because I have already initiated the charge with many of our units, and we don't need to worry too much about them finishing things up, even though we are actually losing a couple. Look at that. We're actually losing Ugluk Why is Ugluk being eliminated? He's such a beast, usually. Oh well, never mind. I suppose everyone gets killed every now and again. I should know. I usually get killed almost every time. Except this time, which is pretty good. Anyway, there's 13 renown. Actually, renown? No, morale. I wish it was 13 renown. Anyway, we do have a pretty large army as it is, so nothing to worry about there. Anyway, yeah, they did actually manage to escape. Kind of unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. Okay, I guess we should try and see whether I can get a couple of people here. Couple of dwarves, giant slayers, we should probably get those. Dwarven engineers, I guess. I don't really mind what I'm taking here, to be honest. I feel like most of these are just going to go into my garrison anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And none of that is worth me taking it. Otherwise, let's see, this is a town. So what do I want to do with this? Do I want to give this to Lord Valance? I guess. Why not? Why not? Let's just give him that. Let's give them the best possible chance to do well in the game, because so far I haven't really done that often, but when I have done it by providing vassals towns and actually very good fiefs, then they always provide extremely good support. So hopefully it will be similar in this case. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other town that we took, and we're going to see if those Kislev vassals are still there. If they are still there, then obviously we're going to have to do something about them. Oh, hello. Ah, that's a lot of people. That's actually a lot of people. That's more people than I ever thought possible for the Kislev to bring to the party, so to speak. But I guess we're going to be dealing with those in the next episode, if at all. Maybe I'll just leave them. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.